also this opportunity to welcome you back to this other session of ours. Now we are going to look at item 2, because we've looked at the elements of construct for item 2. So let us solve together this question now. Let's look at the sample of the questions. For example, they are saying John was suspended from school as a result of drinking alcohol. He engages in heavy drinking of alcohol in the nearby trading center. One day, as John approached a swamp on his way home, staggering from drinking alcohol at 6 p.m., he encountered a snake. His heart started beating faster and his breathing rate increased. He tried to pick a nearby stick, but he could not get hold of it on several attempts. So the snake escaped. Yeah, that is the person you are talking about. Now that is the John you are talking about with his bottle. So now they are saying figure 2 shows John walking home from drinking alcohol. So let me hope that you have ever seen such people. So these people, when they booze a lot, they begin staggering, you get. So now they are saying task A. So as I told you in elements of construct, that these numbers contain 3 parts: part A, part B, and part C. So let us begin with the part A. They are saying describe how John's body coordinated to bring about his reactions from the time he encountered the snake up to when his rate of breathing increased. Now here, remember they told us in element of construct for item 2 that these processes should not be detailed. In other words, they should be brief. Okay, let's answer this question together. We are saying the image of the snake was formed at the retina. Then the impulses were sent to John's brain for interpretation. Then impulses were further sent to various structures like the adrenal glands that released the adrenaline hormone, transported through blood to the heart, causing the heartbeat to increase. The adrenaline hormone also stimulated the intercostal muscles to increase the rate of what? The rate of breathing. Simply by doing that, you have finished to describe the processes which occurred in John's what? John's body. There is no need of saying right raise this man entered the retina, what. No, be brief. You get? Then from there, let's look at number 2. Okay, that was part 1, where they said describe how John's body coordinated to bring about his reactions from the time he encountered the snake up to when his rate of breathing increased. I said we begin by saying now the image of the snake was formed at the retina. Then it was transported to the brain for interpretation. Then these impulses were further sent to other structures like the adrenal gland. Now that released the adrenaline hormone, transported through blood to the heart. So when this adrenaline hormone reaches the heart, it is the one which stimulates the intercostal muscles now to increase the rate of what? The rate of breathing. As simple as that. So if that one is clear, let's go for number 2. Now, number 2, they are saying, what are the likely effects of John's lifestyle as described in the scenario? Remember, John is a drunk, is a student. who always sneak out of school and go and boozes or takes what? Alcohol. So what are the likely effects of John's lifestyle as described in the scenario? Yes, the first one we should all know is school dropout. I don't think like whether in Uganda there is a school which can entertain students who takes alcohol. You get? So the first one we can say John is most likely to be expelled from what? From school. Then two, actually when we are they said what are the likely effects. So there is nothing like explaining. You get? And I told you in element of construct 1, if they say mention, give, there is no need of explaining. Suggest, unless they say explain, is when you do what? You explain. We said 1 is likely to be expelled from school. Then 2, increase the crime or reckless behavior and isolation. 3, can talk about depression and anxiety. John is most likely also to face a problem of organ failure, e.g. You can talk about the malfunctioning of the liver or the malfunctioning of the what? The kidney. Then John is also most likely to face infections and diseases, e.g. You can talk about the throat cancer. You can talk about lung cancer. You can talk about stroke. You can talk about high blood pressure, diabetes, chronic bronchitis. All of those ones are most likely infections and diseases. Then you can add on poor memory and also bad company. So they did not instruct us to explain. They just told us what are the likely effects. So you give it the way it is, short answers. You get? Then from there, let's look at part C now. They are saying, suggest ways in which John can change his lifestyle. How do you think John can change his lifestyle? Remember, John is a drunk or somebody who is addicted to drug use. You get? Now, here we can talk about John should withdraw from bad peer group influence. Yeah, like most of the students or most of the pupils out there, for them they are just influenced by others, especially with these issues of drugs. Then you can say John should go and see the profession or seek for guidance and counseling from a professional personnel or a professional doctor. Then John should also avoid going to places where he is attempted to drink. He should avoid. In other words, you can say let the parents of John take him to the boarding student, or sorry, to the boarding section, not student, to the boarding section, whereby John can avoid reaching those corners. Remember, he was going back home and he passed a nearby trading center where he normally boozes from. Then so when they take John to hostels, maybe. Then we can talk about go for rehabilitation, and lastly, practice healthy habits. Yeah, that was one of the examples of item 2. So I'm going to work upon more items. I wish you the best. I sign out.